Hey guys, welcome to Reviewsday Tuesday, where I review books I've read and liked and hopefully recommend some books for those of you who like to read. I read 3 books this week, so I was having trouble picking out which one I wanted to do for my Reviewsday Tuesday, but I ultimately decided on a book that caught my attention and also is sticking with me. After having read it, I keep thinking about it, and I'm not sure it's all for good reasons. This week's pick is Struck by Lightning by Chris Colfer. Yeah, the library barcode is covering his name here. You might recognize him from Glee, where he plays Kurt Hummel. Out and proud gay kid, bullied in the first season. He wrote and starred in the movie based on this book. Or maybe he wrote the book based on the movie. Either way, he was integral to both projects, and they're kind of highly tied into each other. But I should tell you right now, I haven't seen the movie. This review is going to be strictly based off the book, which I took out from the library based on the fact that it was written by Chris Colfer, who I happen to like as an actor. The book itself was not exactly what I was expecting. His other work is like fairy tales and very youthful and childish, and this one is, well, not. It's highly sarcastic and very funny and uses a lot of swear words, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, but I found it very entertaining. It was a very real portrayal of high school, but it was also very cynical, and if you're actually in high school when you read this, you might think it's kind of exaggerated, and I think that maybe Chris Colfer is a little out of touch from what's actually going on in real high schools right now. It felt a little bit like Glee rejuvenated, except the main character is straight, and the only reason he's ostracized is because he wants to get out of his small town where everyone's expected to go to the same community college and then pair up and breed. The main character of this book is Carson Phillips. He wants to be the editor of the New Yorker and a journalist, and he has big dreams, so he's trying to get into Northwestern University by running a school newspaper and creative writing club, but his resume would best be bolstered by starting a literary journal. So he starts one, but no one likes him, so he has to blackmail his classmates into participating in this journal that really doesn't turn out that well. A lot of the situations in this book are highly unrealistic, including the fact that there are students sleeping with teachers. There are secret budget cuts going on, and the administration is completely ridiculous, and just in general, I had a hard time believing some of the events in this book. If the kind of book you're looking for is a lighthearted, funny book where no one dies and everything turns out okay in the end, this is not the book for you. This is highly cynical, highly critical of high school and relationships and the flawed American education system. And while I think a lot of the points are really valid, I think a lot of them are also very exaggerated and not quite up to date. The main character seems a little bit holier than thou, and while I liked it, I found him not really all that believable. And the ending was a huge disappointment. No spoilers, but not everything turns out okay and hunky happy dory. And I know that's the way life is sometimes, but I also found the ending highly improbable, and the way that it was presented was kind of a shock to my system. The whole thing is written in his journal entry, so it goes day by day, what he's thinking, what he does, told from his point of view, and then the last 2 pages of the book are a newspaper article saying the outcome of the story. The newspaper article wasn't written by him though, so it's a little stark contrast, especially since everything in the newspaper article seems to be lies. It's like his classmates tell what a wonderful student he was and how happy they were to have him in their class and all sorts of stuff, and that's not the way it actually was. So it was very startling to me to read that kind of epilogue to find out what happened to the character. In general, I found this a really fast read and also really enjoyable, but it wasn't the feel-good young adult novel that I thought it was going to be, and I was a little disappointed after reading it because I thought it was going to be funnier, and instead it was more of an exaggerated satire on high school, kind of like Glee itself. I know Chris Colfer went through a lot of bullying in high school, and this is partially based on real events, but I didn't find it all that engaging. Sorry, Chris Colfer. Love you. Didn't love the book. Still, I recommend if you find it in a library that you read it because it's actually really good, I guess. Like, I enjoy reading it and I want to know what happened, but don't psych yourself out too much for the ending because it's not as relatable as the rest of the story. It's not a negative review. I just think that this book is better suited to an older audience. I don't think that, you know, anyone younger than like middle high school students should be reading it, because there is a lot of swearing and a lot of violence and a lot of... There's one really graphic description of sex, which I found kind of gross, actually. I was like, wow, that shouldn't have been in there. I still recommend it, though. Don't take this as a negative review. I liked it. I would read other books by him. Just not what I was expecting.